It is halftime of preseason week 1. Miami Dolphins against the Washington Commanders. I'm hoping my sound is okay. I have a really special thing I want to do for my halftime plus shows. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. The halftime plus show. The Ricky Fitz halftime plus show. I don't know. But I'll get into that in just a little bit. My first impressions. The boys look pretty good. Okay. I mean, nothing to write home about. The score is 10-7. Dolphins scored on their opening possession, which was pretty cool. Devon Achane got the score. So let's see what we got with some stats here. I don't even know why. What do I even want to go over stats? Why do I want to go over stats? I'm more excited to go over Twitter, because we all know how that goes. Dolphins Twitter is usually pretty relentless, and a lot of homers like me really trying to dig a little bit too much into the team. It is just preseason, so we're not going to overreact to anything. Hold on a second. Something's going on with this thingy-majig. So let's try to do this. Let's do that. Come back. What? It's like not updating. I don't know why my screen is frozen. Whatever. I was very impressed with the opening drives. Like, honestly. More specifically on defense. On defense, I felt like they were kicking some ass. I mean, they quite literally beat Marcus Mariota out of the game. They knocked him out of the game because they're blitzing and they're firing to the just all over the ball. All over the ball in that first drive. The starters were really getting in their work. So I was really impressed by that. I was impressed by them running the ball with the starters in that first drive. Well, I wasn't impressed, but they exceeded my expectations with how easily they were able to run the ball. Furthermore, let me see if this sound is better. Furthermore, Malik made some good passes. Caleb Douglas made his presence known. That boneheaded foot out of bounds play was like, so frustrating. But then he made up for it with a spectacular catch and ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. So overall, I'd say Half's boys came out ready to kick some ass, and that they did. They definitely kicked some ass in those first two drives. It looked like the Washington players were not ready for that. It looked like they didn't want to play. Maybe they were already booking it for the weekend. But regardless, it is what it is. But anyway, so I said we'd look at some scores. Why not look at some scores? Normally on an NFL Sunday, I'd go around the league and see what's going on. Holy shnikes! Jeez, the Falcons are ass. Hold on. Let's see what's going on. I'm very curious. I want to see the statistics of he who shall not be named. Cooper Rush is the leading passer for the Falcons. He's 7 for 19 with 2 INTs. Oh my goodness. Yeesh. Where do we get some player stats? I'm just not sure where to go. Let's see. Full box score. That's what we're looking at. I know this is a Dolphins halftime show, but holy cow, 24-0. The Falcons are losing to the Broncos. It's right going to halftime as well. He who shall not be named was 3 for 5 for 22 yards. Okay. And then Cooper Rush came in at quarterback for the Falcons and threw 2 INTs, and he's 7 for 19. He's not looking too good. Whatever. I otherwise don't care about the Broncos and the Falcons. Who scored touchdowns, though, for the Broncos? Has it been defensive touchdowns? No, McLaughlin scored a touchdown. And whatever. I guess I'll look at the highlights at some other point. Let's take a look at the Dolphins. Right? Because that's what we're here for. Oh, shoot. I think I said the Commanders were up 10-7. They're up 17-7. Which, by the way, I put out a video yesterday. I guess my half-ass preview of the game, and ended up determining that. Sorry, I ended up determining that the Washington Commanders will win the game. The Dolphins were favored by 2.5 points, and I didn't quite understand that. The Dolphins' defense is bad. Okay? The defense is bad. We know the defense is bad. We knew the defense was going to be bad. Let's be real. There's Jordan Brooks. There's Zach Sealer. None of which played. And that's it. That's it. Everyone else is a young guy. Jacob Rodriguez, young guy. Dodson, also, I guess not a young guy, but like he's not a proven guy either. Chris Johnson almost had an interception. Would have been a great play. They needed that interception if you care about this game. Just a lot of young guys. Taff, whatever. Zeke Biggers is really showing out. Chop Robinson, young. It's just a bunch of young guys, unproven guys. The defense is trash. Evidenced by the fact that the very lowly Washington Commanders that were getting their asses handed to them in the first 10 minutes of that game have a comfortable 10-point lead, 17-7. Malik Willis was 4 for 5, 43 yards, very efficient. He had another big play that Caleb Douglas couldn't get his feet in bounds, which was pretty sad. But then Caleb Douglas made up for it. Quinn Ewers' stock is plummeting right now. I just hit my hat. Quinn Ewers' stock is on the ground right now. Okay? He is playing so bad that I think it's very genuinely possible that the Dolphins look for another quarterback option before the season starts. He's been looking bad in training camp. Every other day, he's on the stock down of Miami Herald or Sun Sentinel or whatever. He just keeps throwing interceptions. He's 1 for 7 for 27 yards and an INT with a sack. A bad one. He got blasted, actually, on another play. Is it because he's playing with the twos? Is he because... I don't know. I don't know what's up with Quinn Ewers, but it is starting to become a concern. Because should Malik Willis go down, hopefully not. I mean, that was the problem with he who shall not be named. The Dolphins are cooked, super cooked. We already know they're gonna lose 12 games. They might lose all games if Quinn Ewers has to play the entire season. I don't know what veteran quarterbacks are out there, but they might need to bring one in. They might need to bring one in just in case if Malik goes down, that this isn't 1-17, 1-16 like USA Today worst case scenario. Quinn Ewers is in the dumps. Devon Achane, I'm surprised he played, but he got 7 carries for 39 yards. No catches for Devon Achane. He got the lone touchdown, average of 5.6 yards per carry, a long of 14 yards. Jalen Wright had a long of 13 yards as well. He has 6 carries for 22 yards. Ollie Gordon bust up the middle. Okay, that was weird. Burst up the middle. 2 carries for 12 yards. Rushing attack was pretty good. Offensive line was good. Malik had some clean pockets. Quinn Ewers had some pretty clean pockets too. And then I don't know what the heck happened. I'm tempted to go over what the stats of the Commanders, but I really don't care. At all. This is preseason. No one should care. No one should care about stats in preseason, honestly. But nonetheless, their other quarterback, because Mariota got banged out the game. He got hit so hard, but I forgot who it was. But he got blasted. Mariota was knocked out the game in the first drive. That's what really got me fired up. Not that I wish an injury on anyone, but just the fact that the tone of the game from Hafley and the boys was we're smacking the crap out of you. And they did. They did, even from a play calling perspective. Sam Hartman came in. He's 8 for 14, quarterback for the Commanders. 2 INTs. There are 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground for Washington. Robert Henry Jr. and Katron Allen, two guys that will not be on anyone's fantasy teams. Catches, who cares? Honestly, who cares? There are some sacks out there. Max for the Dolphins, Max Llewellyn and David Ajabo. Yeesh. Ricky Barber got a sack for the Washington Commanders. I'm not related to Ricky Barber. Anyway, wow, that was pretty a boring halftime, to be honest. Yeah, once the starters sat down, that was kind of pointless. Around the league, Tampa Bay, New York Jets, first preseason game. Anything interesting? Bailey Zappi is playing for the Jets. He has 2 INTs. He's doing a great job. Rushing, Breece Hall got some carries. Grayson Allen got some carries. All right, they're looking okay. Ruben Bain, where is he? Does he have stats? Does he have a sack? He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything. Ruben Bain is not even on the stat sheet. That means he hasn't even recorded a tackle. Whatever. It's preseason. Honestly, who cares? I just can't believe that the Atlanta's getting their asses whooped. Some scores from yesterday preseason. I don't know why anyone would care about this, but the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Detroit Lions 16-14. Wow, what a weird score. Pittsburgh clobbered Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers did not play. But Pittsburgh won 28-9. Everyone's talking about Drew Allar, their first-round pick by the Steelers. He had himself a game, 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 through the ground. I don't know how you could go through the ground for a touchdown, but you know what I mean. The Colts and the Patriots tied, which is good because that's what preseason feels like. Everyone just ties because it's just so damn pointless. The Chargers kicked the Texans' ass. Trey Lance had himself a game, I guess. And Houston sucked. Arizona. I saw this game yesterday. Arizona and Vegas. Dolphins game is starting back up. Mendoza
This is the Burger King original chicken sandwich.
Shut up. I don't want anything to do with your nasty ass freaking fast food, bro. Mendoza did have a good day. All right, okay, it's time to watch the Dolphins again. So I guess that concludes the halftime portion of the halftime plus show. Commanders Dolphins gives me like some really like intense PTSD of that game in Spain. Where am I looking? Here, Spain. That game in Spain last year, where Mike McDaniel almost single-handedly just like lost the game. Huh. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Like, you gotta look at the highlights. I have to look at the highlights of whatever the hell I was saying about Mike McDaniel. Because, oh my goodness, Mike McDaniel almost lost that game last year against the Washington Commanders in Spain when it went into overtime. We got that pick off of Marcus Mariota. Yeah, it was really stupid. It was Mike being Mike and not running the ball and going for it on 4th down. It was really, really weird. It was a really, really weird game. Hindsight's 2020, but I kind of saw the writing on the wall. That was like one of those really bizarre like decision makings that you see at the end of games when you know like a coach is done and they're gonna get fired because they're just so incompetent that they're like desperately trying to not lose this game against a sorry ass Washington Commanders last season, and they almost lost it. It was bad. That was an amazing catch by Caleb Douglas. That really was. That was a special kind of play. Very special kind of play. Quinn Ewers with a god-awful throw that was intercepted. Yeah, I talked about that at halftime. Like, holy shnikes, Quinn Ewers' stock is crashing to the ground. He is looking so bad. Like, we should have zero confidence that Quinn Ewers can, like, sustain a winning game if Willis ever has to go down. What is this? Marco Wilson picks off Sam Hart. Oh, that's right. We did get an interception. Yeah, the Dolphins did get an interception. Yeah, it was just a really, really bad overthrow by Hartman. Whoever the hell that is. I'm trying to use the mouse with my left hand, and I'm really, really struggling. Because I got like all this freaking scar cream on my right hand, and I can't touch anything. What's good, David? You still here, David? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some other things on Twitter. Only took one preseason drive, and I believe this Dolphins team is better than the 72 Dolphins. Let's go, Mark Hockman. Yeah. Yeah, repost that. Sleeper Dolphins. QB Quinn Ewers throws a pick. Rough start. 1 for 5 with an INT. Yeah, he was ass. Total ass. I want to see this play again, because why not? Look at this play. Woof. He's been lighting it up. Lighting it up in training camp. The reporters are saying that Caleb Douglas is really, 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 really impressive in training camp. Dolphins are back on TV, by the way. Dolphins back on TV. I'm gonna have to go wipe my hands in the next commercial. Yeah, not a great look. Not a great look for Ollie Gordon. Not a great look on the penalty. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Jordan Lill showing up to practice this morning after the entire fan base thought he was locked up. That's a joke I don't understand. Caleb Douglas' first target was ruled incomplete because he caught the ball with a foot out of bounds. His second target was a thing of beauty. Yeah, we've seen that play. Dolphin fans are going to show that play off for like the next 3 weeks until the season starts. 4 weeks, actually. That was a great catch. Highlighted the play, or highlighted the game. I don't want to overreact, but good Lord, that first drive looked so promising. It did. It did look promising because they kicked ass. That's what it is. Like, they just put guys on their asses on the ground. And that's what was impressive about it. And then on the drive right after, super, super, super impressive. Just in Landover, Maryland, Malik Willis shows everything Dolphins are banking on in debut. Oh, so Joe Shad already put out an article on Malik Willis's performance. Way to go, Joe. Omar Kelly, we've been seeing this kind of performance from Caleb Douglas all training camp. Yes, we have. We have been seeing Caleb Douglas making plays like that all throughout training camp. That's why it was exciting to see that happen. It was really exciting. I don't care about Elon. Achane carried the ball 7 times for 39 yards. Yeah, whatever. Showing a graphic on TV. Will Jaden Daniels bounce back this season? Bro, I drafted Jaden Daniels in my fantasy draft. And he just got injured. I forget about that. I made it to the fantasy football Super Bowl last year in my league, and I drafted Jaden Daniels. I lost my quarterback for the whole year, and I still made it to the Super Bowl. That's something I'm proud of. Stephon Diggs? Yo, Stephon Diggs is on TV. I wonder if he's going to keep it in his pants now. That's a reference to Stephon Diggs and the sexual allegations, sexual assault allegations against him for like whipping it out in his limousine. Yeah, that was a weird story. Oh, Commanders suck. Guy dropped the pass. All right, bye. Yes, we can hang out whenever, except from the Dolphins play, because now I work when the Dolphins play. But thank you so much for stopping by. Everyone in my life has they should have like a little asterisk in like my contact on your phone, like saying that like don't invite to anything on Sundays that's not football related. Okay, it is change of possession. So let's check out what's going on Twitter real quick. I think when the regular season is going, I'll turn off the music when I do this little like run through the commercials just in case I have a take to make. I don't imagine myself having any takes in preseason. Like, come on. So for now, I'm just gonna roll with the music. A lot of Caleb Douglas. Ewers is cheeks. Bro, that kid is buns. Like, he is playing so bad right now. Quinn Ewers is really bad. Nice drive by Dolphins first teamers versus Washington second teamers. That's enough work for Willis and HN. Yep. That was a 14-play drive that started the game. That was pretty good. Yeah, and everyone's sad after that. Yeah, that was fine. Woof. Quinn Ewers' first half stats versus the Commanders. 1 for 6, 27 passing yards, 1 interception. Oy. That's a bad one. That's a bad one. I'm going to pause the music actually for that one because I did make a point earlier during the halftime stats that I was looking at. Yeah, Quinn Ewers is really, really, really starting to become a concern for me as a Dolphin fan. I know he's the backup quarterback. Hold on, I'm trying to get like a decent frame here. I'll probably end up turning this into a video. Yeah, like, I'm very concerned about Quinn Ewers as our backup quarterback now because he is playing so bad in this preseason game, and he has been playing bad, according to the reports from camp. So, 1 for 6, 27 pass yards, and an interception, and then literally starts the second half with a pass that should have been a pick. He's not looking good. And obviously, we know this Dolphins team is not very good and not very talented. But, like, they go from potentially winning 5 games, that being their ceiling with Malik, to they're winning 0 games with Quinn Ewers. He is that awful right now. And I don't know what's wrong with him. He was not like this last year. So, I don't know. He was a 7th-round quarterback for a reason. But let's watch some more. Let's watch some more Finns. Funny hearing Bo Camper on the broadcast trying to sell Ewers, who has sucked in camp so far. Ewers has sucked in camp so far. I'm actually going to respond to this. It's a big concern right now. If Willis goes down and we don't win a single game with Ewers playing, you think signing a vet on the low is a possibility just to avoid an embarrassment should the backup have to play? Yeah. Yeah, I'm really serious about that. If Ewers has to play this season, we're cooked. He is so bad. He is so bad. So bad. Did Big O respond to my message? I love how the TV broadcast is like not even bothering going to commercial in between the punts. They're like, bro, like we gotta get out of here, man. It's Friday night. Like we got plans. Last night in Maryland. I mean, whatever. There's nothing to do in Maryland. Actually, no. You could go to Washington D.C. But I'm imagining everyone wants to leave. Everyone wants to leave. Go home. Me too. Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! I was wondering why Jaden Daniels isn't playing tonight, but then I remembered he started his college career at Arizona State, which is on Mountain Time, and the game tonight started at 5 p.m., so now I get it. Too many words. Should I be a jerk? I'm gonna be an ass here. I'm gonna respond. Too many words. Too many words. Too many words. Hey, look, okay. I mean, I'm just being a little bit of an ass because, like, you're trying to be funny, okay? So if you're trying to be funny and you're trying to make a joke on the internet, I think it's fair game to, like, criticize someone as, like, this isn't funny. Am I wrong with that? I don't know if I'm wrong with that. I don't know if I'm wrong with that. Tua didn't do much in his 5 attempts, but at least he didn't do this. Oh, Denver got a pick 6 against the Falcons.
Yeah. Rush. Tip ball, and that one's intercepted. Headed the other way. Jahdae Barron all the way. The pick
Imagine
6.
paying money to go to that game. Preseason, which is already a waste of time, but then your team does that. So... you're saying there was a chance? You're saying there was a chance? He doesn't look very happy. He's not a happy halfly. He's got the long sleeve dry fit though. I kind of like the fit. I like the shirt. I like the shirt he's got going on right now. Oh, I was gonna show this. This was really bad. This was really bad. This is again, I'm not trying to hate or nothing like that, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but like this is a bad interception. Look, he has a pocket. He definitely has a pocket here. You know, the time was up on the play. Time was up on the play. Looks like this running back was doing, I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. 82 is running the flat. Not really open. I guess if he's faster than the linebacker, but he's not. The linebacker is step for step with him. So here we go. That's probably where the ball could have gone. I don't know if this receiver was probably running like a dig route. Maybe a hitch or a comeback. Maybe you hit this guy. Hitting the side. It looks like man coverage. You don't throw it to this guy. You don't throw it to this guy. So where the hell was that ball going? It was caught here at the 35-yard. Like, who the... That was just really bad. I think he just blacked out. Honestly. I think Quinn blacked out. Right here. I'll tell you exactly where he blacked out. Right there. Right there. When he saw that right there, and he was just feeling the heat, boom, these two guys getting, obviously running out of time, he just blacked out and threw the ball somewhere. Bro, that was so bad. Oh. Wow. If Quinn Ewers has to play any games for the Miami Dolphins, we're cooked. We're cooked. We are very cooked. They like really, I think really need to sign a backup veteran quarterback because whew, that was bad. Sorry, Caleb Douglas. I said I hated the pick and you look amazing. Keep shining. This draft class unreal. Yep, that's why you should just kind of like shut up. Nobody knows what the hell is going on with rookies in the NFL. Like, reserve your judgment till you see them on the field. Well, on an NFL field, I mean. A lot of bad football is typically played the second, third, fourth quarter of the first NFL preseason game. Yep, that's exactly what we're seeing. This is pretty bad. This is awful. kind of moving. I don't even know. I don't even know what they're doing, to be honest. I'm so checked out. I'm about to pick up my guitar again and just start playing. Oh, as in what? Like he doesn't have a mustache? Tua Trash is not playing to win. He's playing not to get a concussion. Oh, that's definitely a fair criticism of him. Definitely a fair criticism. Is he still left-handed? He looks like a Make-A-Wish kid. Alright, stop. Bro belongs with the Falcons. Yeah, I mean that's not a crazy thing to say. If he stays healthy, he's gonna have a good season. If he stays healthy, he's gonna have a good season with the Falcons. Very good season, and us Dolphin fans will be very salty. Fernando Mendoza didn't make any excuses after his NFL preseason debut. Okay, I want to hear this. Well, actually, I heard it, but I wasn't paying attention because he just talked way too much. Like, he was on a press conference. I saw him, like, NFL Network. And he was just, like, explaining, like, very specific things related to a play or whatever. And it was like, dude, shut up. Like, you're talking to the press. You're not talking to your freaking coaches. Like, shut up. We didn't get what we wanted. That's it. Just move on. He's, like, explaining himself too much. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he could be president or something.
Overall,
let me listen.
The group that I was in with, they blocked fantastic. They had great routes. Run game was good. You know, unfortunately, like.
What did I do? What did I do? Why did I screw this up? I want to hear him.
Fantastic. They had great routes. Run game was good. You know, unfortunately, like I let my teammates down today, but it's a growing experience, and you know I feel like we're all growing, and it showed me that I need to grow a lot. Overall,
What is he talking about? It's freaking preseason. How did you let your teammates down? Like, I don't know. I'll listen to this. What you got?
For Tua.
I'd argue it's probably the most important year of Tua's career. Obviously going to a new offense, a new style of play, a new team, and playing in a completely different scheme. Under center, play action with Kevin Stefanski. He's going to be a little bit different than that shotgun offense he used to run in Miami. And the biggest thing for me with Tua is, hey, just don't screw it up. And I mean that by just be a distributor of the football. You have some of the best skill players in the entire league. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Zach Brantz, they're all coming over and they're going to score points offensively. You have to protect the football. And at times, how will Tua look under center? I think that's the biggest thing I'm watching for really the entire year. I think he has the inside track to win the starting job, but he has to get the ball out. He has to get through his reads. He has to get through his progressions because it's a completely different offense than when he ran in Miami.
I thought it was weird that he says, don't screw it up. Like, you think Tua screwed it up when Mike was here? You think Tua just couldn't get the ball to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle? You think Tua just couldn't hand it off to Devon Achane or Raheem Mostert or Ollie Gordon? Whatever. People just didn't watch the Dolphins. They didn't watch the Dolphins. They didn't watch the Dolphins with Mike and Tua together. They didn't watch the Dolphins with Mike and Tua together. And they don't, national media just doesn't understand what a disaster Mike McDaniel's offense was with the Dolphins. Like, and it looked like they came into games with like 10, 15 plays max. And then they just reran the same 10, 15 plays. It was so bad. So for Chase Daniels to be out here being like, just don't screw it up, Tua. It's like, shut up. Like, Tua's not the reason that the Mike McDaniel Dolphins failed. Chris Greer had a lot to do with that. And so did Mike McDaniel, who was Chris Greer's hire. So Chris Greer. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm not talking about he who shall not be named anymore. He said in Miami when he did this and cost them a game versus Arizona, it wasn't as easy as it looks when you're sitting at home eating chips. Yeah, he does that though. He does that though. He'll drop the ball. We still need to trim the NFL preseason to 2 games. I agree. I agree. 1 is almost too many. Let me respond to Joe Shad just for bleeps and giggles. 1 is almost too many. 1 is almost too many. He's a monster, says Neil Driscoll. Look at how big Proctor is, bro. He really is a monster. Look at those cankles, dog. Yeesh. One of those calves is like the size of my head. Show me something, Cam, because Quinn has been the sewers. Okay. Not bad wordplay. Fernando Mendoza trying to survive in Las Vegas. Oh, wait, there's actual... It's like when you're a kid, you're trick-or-treating and there's the haunted house, you're not trying to go over there. What? I don't know. I think a lot of kids would want to go to the haunted house. Fernando Mendoza trying to survive Las Vegas. Quote, it's like when you're a kid, you're trick-or-treating and there's the haunted house. You're not trying to go over there. All right, Fernando. Well, not every kid is afraid of the haunted house, you know? That's just you.
First time I've ever done that, because usually in college, what time to get to the stadium? For example, I drove to the stadium today, and that was the first time I've ever done that, because usually in college, you just hop on the bus, it's very regimented. So there's a lot more autonomy that you get as an NFL player, a lot more flexibility, and I think that's going to be beneficial in the future. What time to get to the stadium? For example.
Who cares? Why is NFL Network? Why is the NFL? Whatever. Hey, the Super Bowl will be played on Valentine's Day? Oh my God, me and the boys are getting so horny. Bailey Zappi is on a heater, throws second straight INT. Oh boy, there isn't much depth on the team. You're right about that, Dougley. They suck. Dolphins, what we've learned, Dolphins starters can score against Commanders backups. Dolphins backups cannot. Nope. Oh my God. Joe Shad. Quinn Ewers and Cam Miller a combined 4 for 18 for 66 yards with 0 touchdowns and 2 INTs for the Dolphins tonight. 3 INTs because Cam Miller threw a third pick. Should the Dolphins have taken a late round flyer on a developmental QB? No, they should just sign a veteran. Any one of these 2 QBs to show improvement this summer? No, they need another quarterback. Ugh. That's bad. That's bad. That's really bad. Yeah. Behind Malik Willis, there's nothing. Damn, Sean Payton. A lot of people dressed up as empty seats today. When talking about the Falcons. Woof. 2 minutes. Dose. Oh. They're not going to score a touchdown. The final score is going to be 20-7, bro. It's going to be 20-7. I don't hit my bet. I should have just bet the Commanders to win straight up instead of parlaying it with the over-under on 36. I bet over. That was stupid. I don't have notes. Let's take a look at the stats and wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Just gonna go eat, enjoy the rest. Top performer of the day is definitely Malik Willis on his first drive, the first drive of the Dolphins offense. He went 4 for 5 for 43 yards. Devon Achane punched it into the end zone. He had 7 carries for 39 yards on that drive, that first drive, with a long of 14 yards. Very Devon Achane-ish. Ollie Gordon the second had a same stat line, just no touchdown. 7 for 39. Jalen Wright 6 for 22. Caleb Douglas had one big catch for 28 yards after that other pass that was incomplete because he stepped out of bounds. Other than that, Jalen Tolbert caught a wide open pass for 27 yards from Quinn Ewers, and that was all that Quinn Ewers did. Otherwise, the quarterbacks did absolutely nothing. Cam Miller fumbled once. We didn't get a sack. Did we get a sack? Mason Rieger got a sack. And then 2 other guys split a sack. Max Llewellyn and David Ojabo. Cameron Good also got a sack. But whatever. Dolphins got their asses whooped. Cam Miller 3 for 11. Quinn Ewers 1 for 8. Combined they had 59, 66 yards between 2 quarterbacks, 3 picks, and a fumble. Holy shnikes, the Dolphins have a backup quarterback problem. That is a big issue. And Commanders have stats. That's as far as my analysis goes with the Commanders, because who cares? I think I'm going to call it there, just because there's not much going on. Well, that's the first preseason game in the books. The first drive was cool, I guess. Malik Willis looked sharp. Devon Achane looks sharp. Yes, it was the second team for the Commanders. I get it. But Caleb Douglas still had a really nice play. Malik Willis has still at the very least looked very competent. The biggest thing that I take away from this game is that the backup quarterback situation with the Miami Dolphins is really, really bad. I'm going to make a separate video on that because holy cow, if Quinn Ewers has to come in for Malik Willis at any time this year, we're losing the game. And if God forbid Malik Willis gets injured, but if Quinn Ewers is the guy, we might not win a game, which is pretty bad considering that we already have a very talent-deprived roster. So I believe the Dolphins should still try to go sign like a veteran off the street, because you can't have that. You can't have that for your first season trying to like establish a culture and for Quinn Ewers to be the guy. No. Let's hope Malik Willis stays healthy, because that was terrible. There's not much to talk about on offense. Offensive line had some good pockets, but again, second team defense they were playing against. Our defense looked like Swiss cheese at times, and that's expected. Chris Johnson almost had a pick. That should have been a pick. It wasn't, but whatever. It was good coverage. Again, all backups. Who cares? Preseason week 1. The Dolphins lose 7 to Washington's 20 points. I'm looking at the graphic now. 117 rushing yards by the Dolphins. Commanders 174. 109 pass yards by the Dolphins. 160 by the Commanders. We had 7 penalties for 66 yards. Not great. And our time of possession was 24 minutes and 37 seconds. And that's a wrap. That's a wrap for the first preseason week. I'm going to go ahead and try to play the Dolphins. Ooh, Miami has the Dolphins, a really bad football team. We tried to take the ball around, but Cam Miller threw a pick. Okay, whatever. I can't make up the lyrics. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. I don't know when that comes in. Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. I can't do it. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1. Yes, we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 32. Yeah, that might be where we're heading. Anyway, fins up. See ya.